All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's doctor call with myself and Dr. Debbie Beavers, who's a naturopathic doctor, 40 plus years. Um, every week we come to you guys live, bringing you a new health topic to help you make the most informative decisions for your health. And this week, our topic, we chose to cover mental health. I think just with all the tragedy and sad news going on in this world. But especially now in this time of season, this time of the year, I think that mental health is a perfect time to talk about. Mute everybody. Now is a perfect time to talk about things like anxiety, depression, brain fog, all these things and whatnot, as we go into the different seasons, seasonal changes. So we're going to kind of cover the topic today. I think we're just going to stick around the topic of anxiety, depression, stress management. And then I know we also want to cover maybe a little bit of SAD, SAD, seasonal affective disorder as well as we go into the fall months. I know a lot of people are affected by the season changes and they don't even realize it. Maybe you feel a little more depressed, a little more anxious, a little more sad, more demotivated, a lack of motivation, a lack of drive. Right. I think we can all relate to that as the seasons change and as we lose a little bit of daylight. So, we're going to cover practical tips and tricks that are so easy and simple that you could do today, literally today, that work fast and immediately to really upregulate your neurotransmitters and to boost those happy neurotransmitters in your brain. And so before we get started, I'm just going to do the disclosure. We are not your doctor. Dr. Debbie's not your medical doctor. Please get back with your doctor, your practitioner, your provider before you make any medical changes to your program or your plan. And without further ado, let's get started. All right. So, Dr. Debbie and I, we have many conversations. We also did a Zoom on anxiety before. So, if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it. But we're going to talk a little bit about it today. And Dr. Debbie, can you please tell us what happens in the brain or the body when somebody is having anxiety? Can you kind of tell us about the stress response? Can you tell us about the fight or flight that somebody's body goes into and what takes place in the brain? I know you're an expert on this topic, so.
Yes, I am. Well, everybody has brain neurotransmitters in their body. And when they start misfiring, the brain picks up the wrong signals and it starts an overflow of epinephrine and norepinephrine, which Benadryl, Christine, I've had many discussions on this with trying to help other people too. Benadryl helps to pull that information back in. It helps to get the cords plugged back into the brain. It's like having the biggest, fanciest computer, but you don't want to plug it into the wall because you don't want to run your light bill up. So therefore, that beautiful, fancy computer just sits there because it's not plugged in. It cannot work. So it's the same way with the brain. That stem cell in the back of the neck, which, by the way, that's why a lot of the patch placement is back here on the neck. It's to turn the light switch on, let the signal go up. I'm just saying. So you've got to plug the cord in. You have to make sure your neurotransmitters are firing up the way they need to be. I've written down, even after Christine and I go through all of this, our favorite saying to you guys is, we never present all this information and leave you hanging going, wow, that was a great seminar, but what do we do about it? Yeah. We have solutions for everybody, and the majority of you here that I see on the screen should have most of these tools in your toolbox, because there is a difference like between mental health and mental disorders. The mental health has to do with how your body processes different situations, how you see it. In other words, somebody that you haven't heard from in forever, a relative, let's say, calls and it's up on your caller ID and you go to pick it up, and instead of, hello, what's going on positive in your life? Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. They go, what's wrong? It's all in that really quick decision of how your brain processes things. So With that being said, you flip over to the mental illness, and like Christy said, the two main ones are anxiety, depression. Then you have schizophrenia, you have bipolar disorders, and these things are all very real. So that's when the wrong cord is plugged into the wrong side of the computer. Try to picture it that way. So again, the body's getting mixed signals. Then you throw in the diet of pure poison, which most of the children are raised on, and most adults pick and choose, even knowing better. And then you have an escalate of everything shorting out at one time, which will create an anxiety or a panic episode very quickly. Totally out of nowhere. You can be having the best life ever, winning, most beautiful, most handsome, most whatever, and boom, it hits, and you think you are dying because that cord is plugged into the wrong outlet. So it would be like getting shocked and electrocuted, but except you would know what you did wrong in order to be getting shocked or electrocuted. So I'll stop with that a little bit there, but that's what goes on in the brain. It's misfiring of your neurotransmitters.
Yes, you guys, that was so well said. I love how you gave that analogy of the wrong cord into the wrong socket. And what you guys should know about anxiety is that, if we break down what anxiety is, and I love Dr. Debbie's also taught me some of these things too, or a panic attack. What is a panic attack? It's panic, identifying the root cause to it. It's usually always emotional, subconscious. What is panicking you? What is the fear in your life? What is the stress going on in your life? So these things don't just come up out of nowhere. A lot of times it is emotional trauma. It is emotional stress. It could be work conflict, relationship conflict, just lifestyle as well. If you're always on the go, not taking time to breathe, collect yourself, collect your thoughts, let your neurotransmitters regenerate and repair and remake themselves. And so different things can deplete your neurotransmitters as well, like overworking yourself. It could be too much physical work. It can be emotional stress too, right? It could be something that traumatic happened. And I think Dr. Debbie and I see this a lot in our practice with clients who have anxiety attacks, panic attacks. Is there's oftentimes a traumatic event that started to trigger the nervous system to become dysregulated. Overactivating your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, which then sends cortisol through the roof and then sends those neurotransmitters Dr. Debbie was telling you guys about, like norepinephrine and epinephrine, to go crazy and to give mixed signals. And then your brain's firing and wiring. Because if you guys ever had a panic attack, you can't get your thoughts right. Everything is just doing this number, right? So, the first thing you should know about is what is happening and what's causing it. That way you can address the root cause. But while you're getting to the stress in your life and getting rid of the stress in your life, there are some things that you can do. And so a lot of times, a lot of the physical symptoms of anxiety is racing heart, muscle tension, restlessness, sleep disturbances. Those are the most common things. But there are practical solutions that you can do to help ease the anxiety. And Dr. Debbie mentioned, so you mentioned the Benadryl. That can be a quick fix, right? So, but let's talk about root cause fixes too. And Dr. Debbie, we talk all the time about patches. So I know you're a fan of Aeon. We call it Happy Patch for a reason. So can you tell us a little bit about how this could help somebody with anxiety, or maybe, going through anxious episodes?
Yes. Well, like you said, the Eon patch is the happy patch, but it does so much more. It brings down the inflammation in the body. So the cords that are fraying and just splitting and going off in different directions, it kind of brings that back into where everything starts normalizing. And it doesn't happen overnight, but anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolarism, food addiction, all the things that falls under these subtitles, that didn't happen overnight either. Because I get, and I'm sure you do, Christy, a lot of the people sitting in my chair saying they've never had a better life. I go, okay, go back 5 to 10 years ago. What were you going through? Even college students, y'all. I have a whole list of symptoms and things over here to look for in kids. I mean, 1 out of every 7 elementary kids experience anxiety and depression. They are scared to go to school. I mean, parents get scared, nervous, and upset even dropping them off at school, knowing somebody else is going to be taking care of them. So the most you can do, like what we're telling you about, is to do things to help the cognition of the brain. Then listen, the patches is where it's at. You need some new stem cells. You need better cell health to help rejuvenate that blood-brain barrier to get oxygen up to the brain. There's even an article on the carnosine. Vanna, could you show the carnosine? That is called the clarity patch. I'm on a roll right here, so y'all are going to get this. Okay, this brings about clarity. You got it up there. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
And then, does everybody have this book, a patch manual? Everybody have that? Y'all can get this through Amazon. And do you know that even on the carnosine, can you hold it this for me? They call it the clarity patch. Y'all, it's working the brain, the neurological function, the cognitive function. It's helping the blood-brain barrier. I'm trying to be in compliance here. Y'all just remember what Christy said. We are not medical doctors. We are not here to diagnose. I am making suggestions on what I've seen work 100% in this office. That is, they call it right here. If you get this, it says the clarity patch. Watch this. I'm going to take it a step further. Here, Vanna, hold this up. This is an essential oil from Young Living. You're doing a great job. It's called Clarity. Clarity. Can you believe it? So you've got a carnosine. Look at all the C's. Carnosine being the clarity patch. You slap on the clarity oil. Put the happy patch, the Eon on. I don't care where you put it. On your forehead, on the chest, on the ankles. I would put it back here on this little bony part of the neck. Open up those signals to the brain. Oh my gosh, it's a win-win situation. Then using that X39, and Christy, you can tell them all about that, but that's your one that's going to give you your brand new, it helps your body. Let me go back and rephrase that. It helps your body in producing its own healthier, brand new stem cells that went dormant, slowed down in your 30s. Oh my gosh, this should be taught. It should be against the law that this is not taught in high school, and that there is an answer that won't cost people $50,000 plus to go get shots of injections of somebody else's stem cells instead of producing your own or waking them up, drawing them into place. But y'all, look how good he's doing right there. Clarity, got the patch, and then where's the Eon? Then we got the Eon, add the Celergize, and he's got his magic water over here. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. Has everybody had the water yet?
No.
Oh my.
What?
Yes.
Well, y'all better be at the event on the 20th because we're going to be doing some water.
Yeah.
But
y'all come on down, hop on a plane, come see us. We'll be in the Woodlands teaching on this. I'm sorry.
Yes. So you guys, I always like to say, and I know Dr. W will agree with this too, depression, anxiety, it's not a diagnosis. It's a symptom that your body is imbalanced. It can be depleted. A lot of times depression is neurotransmitters that are too low. Anxiety can be a overflow of, the exciting neurotransmitters firing and wiring and not going the right place due to stress. But anxiety and depression go hand in hand together. So a lot of times when somebody has anxiety, they also have depression going on. We see this very often. And I'm a huge fan. I know Dr. W and I were huge fans of the patches because X39, you guys, as we always say, is your stem cell activator. It's also going to reset a third of your genes. So if you're one of those like myself, that knows that anxiety and depression can run in your family. It's genetic, right? We've all probably said this to ourselves with different issues we've had going on. Guess what? This is going to reset a third of your genes within 24 hours. Can you believe that? We also know that it helps to reduce inflammation, gives your body energy, does a lot of incredible things. Non-negotiable Eon that she had up, Eon that I was talking about earlier, we call it Happy Patch because it boosts your body's serotonin. We all need serotonin, right? We all know that when it's a gloomy day, we feel a little more mellow. When it's sunny, we're all happy out and about. Why is that? Because we're getting serotonin in the blood or in the brain. Aeon is also known for lowering cortisol, which Dr. Debbie said, the firing, the wiring, everything spewing out. What is that cortisol? So Eon helps to lower cortisol. If you did not know this, now you know this. We love to put it around anywhere around the brain if you've got anxiety, or around the gut to help lower inflammation because it also eradicates inflammation in the body, which can also be a contributor to anxiety and depression. Too much inflammation can be a cause of that too. Um, Also boosts DHEA hormone, which is our vitality hormone, helps to boost testosterone. So that's going to give you more energy, make you feel better. Non-negotiable, right? Um, and then carnosine. Dr. Debbie mentioned carnosine. Carnosine, I love that you mentioned that one actually because Dr. Debbie, in the clinical studies, they saw an immediate, within seconds, they saw the brain light up and the brain coherence start to talk to each other, right? Start to talk to each other back and forth. Left brain and right brain coherence is so important. Like Dr. Debbie said, make sure those cords are being plugged into the right spots, but we also got to have right brain and left brain coherence. Carnosine does that as well. So you can take it a step further. And I know you mentioned the oils, Dr. Debbie, but would the patches just be enough for somebody if they were going through anxiety and wanting to kind of fix that issue?
You know, people want to hear one thing's going to fix it. And that one thing is going to fix it in 1 minute or 1 hour or 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. I'm like, oh my, that's where I lose my cool. That's where some days I put 2 to 3 eons on. So I'm a nice, happy camper. Just saying. It's so hard to be nice 24/7 when you go, this is so simple. Just invest in yourself now for the big, huge payoff for the future you, where you're not going to get sick. Our system is designed to keep you sick. The medications, you know, everything comes in with a side effect. And I even have this little thing that's up on my fridge. A client brought it into me that says, if your medication works so well, then why do you keep having to get it refilled?
Mhm,
Whoa, that's a good one.
mhm,
But on that topic of meds, the carnosine also helps tremendously with blood sugar issues. It
mhm.
helps to repair the liver, which a lot of people don't realize that the liver has a big responsibility towards blood sugar. This is why I have people check their blood sugar and send me their readings first thing in the morning. I want that fasting level because if it's 120 or higher, the liver is congested. It's having a hard time filtering out things because, nobody's up eating sugar in the middle of the night. There's no reason for that blood sugar level to be high, but it is. And so you got to watch it when you start wearing things like 39 Eon and carnosine. I'm telling you, it's magical. And then there's so many other things that we could talk about that go along with it hand in hand. But I love the fact that the stem cells itself, once that you start producing new ones, replacing those sick, old, dead, diseased, tired ones, you get brand new ones, like 4,000 of them. Dead, dormant, cells start to wake up, and then you've got those supportive patches in there helping your body to do the job that it was designed to do, that it stopped doing or it slowed down in your 30s. So Christy, this is why I'm always singing that freeze frame song to you. I sent her the little lyric thing from the TV screen going, you're never gonna age. Oh my gosh, where was this company when I was in my 20s? Then again, I don't know if I would have listened back then because I felt like Superwoman back then. I thought I would feel great like that forever. And then
Wow.
time, and then you're in your 60s, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. When Sharon told me about stem cells, I'm like, girl, there's no way. You have to spend like hundreds of thousands, and I'm not going to another country. I'm telling her all, and she keeps saying, it's just, it looks like a little band-aid. You just put it on you. I said, whatever. She says, I'll be right back. Drove to her home, bought me some back, and the rest is history. And now my motor mouth is on screen with Christy's motor mouth.
I love
Telling
it.
y'all with full excitement, if this stuff that we're telling y'all about did not work, we would not be here even during this Zoom, period, dot, end of story. But there's great, wonderful miracles that we see, and y'all got to see and witness. Was it last week we did the testimonies? And that's just a few. For those of you who know Wendy Fish, I'm having her up here. I think we're doing I don't remember what date she's coming down to stay, but she will be sharing her miraculous testimony with y'all as well, because we want y'all to hear from real people, knowing how they came from point A all the way to Z. Not overnight, not in 1 minute, 1 day, or 1 week. It was a process. So the patching too is a process. The oils, they go to work pretty quickly. And I want to tell y'all, by the way, when you're in a state of gratitude, or you're staying grounded, your clarity is good, there's no way anxiety can set in. Let me repeat that. When you're in that state of gratitude, when you're putting that oil on, you're breathing it in, you're looking around your home or at your pets or at somebody you love, and you're just going, I am so grateful, I'm so thankful, I'm so this, I'm so that. Your mind literally tones down, calms down, and goes into that very calm state. Whereas if you're thinking about the 101 things that you didn't do right this morning or at lunch or at noon, things you could have done better, more people you could have served, oh my gosh, the list goes on and on. That brain, that computer cord is staying fried. It's just frayed. It's just going everywhere. And so the thoughts are everywhere, and there's no way you can have a calm body when that happens. Does this make sense? So, and then Miss Trisha, she might be on here tonight. I don't know. She gave me this little book. Here you go. Look at this. This is so cute. Things you can do every day. Do one thing. Y'all see how thin that is? Can y'all see that? Well, it looks kind of thick. It's a tiny book. It's a tiny book compared to my other one. So is, can you show them Joyce's? This is Joyce Meyer's Worry-Free Living. So you compare the two. This is just one assignment. And on today's, I went to a hospital luncheon. We missed you, Cindy, there. I know. And so it said, name the top foods that make me happy. I went, oh, that's easy. Number one, barbecue. Oh my God, steak was on that list. The Mexican food, the shrimp. Oh my gosh, just, and how I felt today after eating. I mean, it does the work for you. And then you close the book, because I'm always in a hurry. I scribble through the book. Now, Joyce Meyer stuff, one page leads to another. She's just so good. She can bring about, help you to get that piece centered up. And y'all, I'm slapping on oils. All my diffusers are going. I got patches all over me. If y'all came in to my house between 4 and 5 in the morning, y'all be like, what are you doing? Join me. And now we're getting up even earlier to make everybody's water for them so they can have a magic cup of the healing water, because that's light infused. So between books, all your oils, next thing is supplements. There's 2 supplements that start with an A from Nature Sunshine that I swear by and I love. Ashwagandha, that's in a lot of stress and anxiety formulas. You can get it pure strength, which that's one I use. There's another one called Anxious List, and it says on the bottle for extreme or severe panic attacks, stress, anxiety, etc., etc. And the other one was the Mood Elevator. I think that's about it.
That's it. Yes.
They used to have one called AD-C, and it actually stood for antidepressant. and the C stood for a Chinese formula. But they had to pull that off the market. I'll let y'all figure out why. Okay? Because I'm going to be compliant tonight.
Watch your mouth. No, just kidding. I love all those tips and tricks. Yes, huge fan of adaptogens for health.
Yes.
And you guys, anxiety, depression go hand in hand, just to kind of wrap everything up. I do want to cover a little bit on depression. If you're somebody who leans more towards the depression route, especially this time of the year, maybe you've had or had an experience with SAD or seasonal affective disorder, which is moderate to mild depression around the winter times, the fall times of the year. And mainly, science has shown that the reason is that it's your neurotransmitters that get lowered because you're not getting that sunlight. The days are shorter, and so you're not getting the serotonin and all of those hormones that are being regulated that boost your mood. And so what happens in depression is it's often linked to low levels of serotonin, low levels of dopamine, low levels of norepinephrine, epinephrine, which can lead to low moods, low drive, no motivation, a lack of focus. Maybe you feel like you've got squirrel brain around this time of the year. ADHD, ADD is all tied to mainly dopamine, but also serotonin. And so doing lifestyle changes as well, especially with anxiety, making sure you're taking time to be grateful, like Dr. Debbie said, to be in gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies of emotion that you can live in and be in. And all these things, you guys, that Dr. Debbie's teaching you guys and myself, the oils, the patches, the supplements, the mindset. What is that? It's all frequency and energy, right? It's all uplifting your body's frequency, getting you to that high level of frequency to vibrate at a higher frequency. And so depression, let's talk about that. So what can you do if you're somebody who has more, you lean more on towards the depressive episodes? My favorite, in addition to the X39, the Eon, which is Happy Patch, and then in addition to these two, is going to be X49. Some of you guys may not know, but X49 actually helps to boost your body's dopamine. So there's clinical studies on X49 boosting your body's dopamine levels in the brain, which is your mood, your motivation. It also helps to boost your body's testosterone, which testosterone is mainly, a lot of people think it's just for males, but it's also for women too. Women need it too. It's going to help to keep your drive up, your motivation up, your energy levels up. And so adding in X49 is a powerhouse game changer for mental health too. It is not just for muscle building and heart and all these things. That's great. But there's also been lots of studies on X49 for boosting dopamine, testosterone, and all those key neurotransmitters in the brain too. So, Dr. Debbie, you want to touch about anything on that?
I do. Yes, you were talking about serotonin and the importance of the vitamin D, which is you get that from the sunshine. Just 20 minutes looking at it, not with sunglasses on. People take the sunglasses off. I can test your frequency and show y'all the next time you come in. Bring your sunglasses. I'll hook you into the other equipment. Test you without your sunglasses on, then I'll have you put them on and immediately test you, and everything falls. The whole energy falls down because it darkens everything. Okay, so just 20 minutes of looking at sunshine. Even pull the, what do you call that thing on the car where you push the button? The sunshade thingy. But he can't sit. He's like, it hurts my eyes. I'm like, I need, of course, he's driving. I'm laying up, my feet popped up on, I need sunshine. I need my vitamin D today. Poor thing, he can't see, the sun's glaring at him, and now I've got it beaming down. But that's, those are quick, easy ways to get your vitamin D. Serotonin, I'll throw this at you real fast in closing, is manufactured in the gut. This is why Christine and I also talk about placing the patches, especially the ones that help your body to produce more serotonin, on that gut line. How many people have screwed up guts? Everybody does. That's 2 steps of our 5 to thrive, is things to help your gut to start to function. This is why there's so many incidences at the schools with the school shootings and all the violence, everything that's going on, because their guts are screwed up. They don't even have serotonin. They're eating dead foods or clown foods that produce so many health issues with the brain. So 20 minutes of sunshine is a simple thing to do. Line the patches up below the belly button if you're unsure where to put them. You can't do anything wrong. I highly suggest getting this book that I was telling y'all about, because it's got everything in there on every single patch. Carnosine, I'm just gonna put, I'm like, go ahead. I might not be compliant here, but here you go. It is so good. It works so quickly that it says for people over 60, y'all can use it every day. Woohoo! Because I plan on it. But under the age of 60, you could actually do it just once or twice, is what I've found in testing people on the EAV here in my office. Will hold them good and strong for an entire week, just one or two. So I do it every day. And then, like I said, on those days where you're tested and challenged, I don't do just one Eon. He'll tell you, he comes in sometimes, he's like, do you have a bad day today? I'm like, no such thing as a good or a bad day. Let me just say it required extra patching.
I
That's
love it.
on the table.
Oh, he doesn't forget them, y'all.
No, I use them, and the oils too. You will always smell that. Anybody that comes into my home will tell you they can smell the oils when they pull into the parking lot, because I've got diffusers in every room. The dogs even get it rubbed all over them, on the blankets, so that everywhere you go, it only takes y'all 20 seconds to hit those capillaries, and then you get a full 20 minutes of results. Essential oils alone, with the help in light therapy coming in from the patches, will create miracles. And then if you just get rid of the dead food, bring in some live food that produces excellent frequency, your whole health habits, mindset, and your health in general will change within 30 days, especially now that we got the water.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. Yes, you guys. So to conclude and to wrap that up, I'm a huge fan of the oils for perfume. That's like my perfume,
Yes.
myself. So yes, she's turned me on to that as well. So to wrap that up, you guys, make sure you're doing the foundation work. We always preach that. Foundations are a non-negotiable. What are those things? Well, make sure you're getting good nutrition, right? High vibrating foods. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're getting that 20 minutes of sunlight every single day. Make sure you're living in gratitude. Prayer and gratitude have been scientifically proven to reconstruct your brain, your neurotransmitters, your brain pathways, and all those things as well, your frequency, very, very quickly too. So your thoughts control hormones in your body and your brain as well. And maybe we'll go into another talk on that too, but your thinking, your thoughts, what you're putting out there. And then using cheat codes like the phototherapy patches, you guys, are absolutely incredible. Going to help to get to the root cause to any lingering anxiety or any brain imbalance, any depression going on. It's going to help to raise those neurotransmitters in your brain, bounce your brain out very, very quickly and effectively, for lasting results as well. And then oils too. Oils help to raise your frequency. I'm a huge fan of using them as perfume on my body and stuff like that, in the bath and in my soaps and stuff. So just, as you guys can tell, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you're slowing down to breathe, taking 5 deep breaths every single day, whether that's in the morning, maybe lunchtime, or the evening before you go to bed. Taking just 5 deep breaths helps to lower cortisol levels by 30%. Did y'all hear?
Don't hear that. Say it again, Christy. One more time.
5 deep breaths helps to lower your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, by 30% immediately. Effective as immediately. So if you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, center yourself, hand over heart, and just breathe in your nose, out your mouth, 5 deep breaths too. So as you guys can tell, it's a lifestyle. It's everything, right? Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And anything else that you decide to use outside of that, like cheat codes, to help rebalance and repair the body, you guys. It's our non-negotiables. We practice, we preach it. We have seen some incredible things. And so we want you guys to have the same results as well. Without further ado, I think we have some questions.
I don't know how to see the questions. Do you?
Okay, let's see. Judy, have your hand
Yes, I
up.
have a question. Dr. Debbie, what is the name of the yellow book you held up? The glare was, you
Oh,
could,
I know it was bad. It's called
what's,
Do One Thing Every Day That Makes You Happy.
okay. And what is the date of your Woodlands event?
The 20th, right, Christy?
September 20th, that's a Saturday from 10:30 a.m. till 12 p.m.
And it's in the Woodlands. Can you post that address?
Yes, we will
Christy
send
knows
that, get
how to
that
do
flyer
that.
out to you.
Thank you.
And I
You're
even
welcome.
posted in the chat too. Thank you for reminding me. Vanessa, what if you are the 10% of the population that Benadryl reacts with your physiology? The opposite hypes you up. Then I would say stick with the Egon X39 essential oils. Get to the root cause to that. Right, Doc?
Vanessa, a holistic physician, taught me that years ago. So no matter what that reaction is, it still brings down that inflammation from the overproduction of epinephrine and norepinephrine. It keeps it in balance. And again, it's not an overnight thing, because I've had so many people tell me I don't want to have to take that in the evening. I don't want to get tired. I don't. Well, for some people, it energizes them. And then that's a polarity thing. That's a polarity switch. We need to do a show on that, Christy.
Hmm?
Do y'all want to learn how to fix your polarity? Oh my gosh. That's okay. That's what
Another show, another show. We got 2 minutes.
So Benadryl, y'all, it works. It creates miracles, even in pets, depending on the size of what the pets are. But you know, give them that little chip. It helps. He said, "You're just going to have to trust me on this. I'm teaching you what I've learned from biofeedback equipment." And this was way before I got all this stuff that I have here in my office. So I was like, Benadryl's a whole lot cheaper than $500,000 for equipment. So that's what I did with people. I'm like, I don't know if it works or not, but this is what this pharmacist said. And yeah, wonderful.
Yes, that's incredible. Yeah. And it could give some people more energy because it's balancing their brain and you're just so
Right.
it's
So now,
but yeah, I love to take the root cause and do that if you need to do the Benadryl as a fast or something, but I like to refer to the root causes and address what's really going on in your life too. But without further ado, you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. We love you all. If you have any further questions, comments, concerns, we're happy to help you, here to help you. And we'll see you guys next week, Thursday.
have a great evening.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, so sweet.